It is the 5th century BC. I never imagined my life would take such a turn. My name is Esther, and though I am Queen of Persia, I wasn't born into royalty. I was just an ordinary Jewish girl, raised by my cousin Mordecai. But God had a plan for me, a plan I couldn't yet see. My cousin and guardian Mordecai was a man of integrity and courage. He once uncovered a plot to assassinate King Xerxes and saved his life. Though the king was unaware of his role at the time, his actions didn't go unnoticed by God. But Mordecai's faithfulness to God also made enemies, like Haman. The king's highest official demanded everyone bow to him. Mordecai refused. He would bow to no one but God. Haman's rage grew until he devised a plan to not only destroy Mordecai, but all my people, the Jews. Haman cast lots, dice called Purim, to determine the date for the massacre. Then, with lies and flattery, he convinced the king to issue a decree. On that day, every Jew in the kingdom would be annihilated. Mordecai came to me in anguish. "You must go to the king," he said, "and plead for our people." He told me, "Perhaps you have come to your royal position for such a time as this." I was terrified. Approaching the king without being summoned could mean death. But Mordecai's words gave me courage. I fasted and prayed, seeking God's strength. If I perished, so be it, but I couldn't remain silent. Meanwhile, Haman's hatred for Mordecai boiled over. He had a massive stake set up, intending to ask the king for permission to execute him. That night, the king couldn't sleep. He ordered the royal records to be read to him. There, he discovered that Mordecai had once saved his life but had never been honored for it. Haman came to the king, ready to request Mordecai's death. But before he could speak, the king asked what should be done for the man the king delights to honor. Thinking the king meant him, Haman described a grand parade, with the man dressed in royal robes and riding the king's horse. To Haman's horror, the king commanded him to do all this for Mordecai. Haman had to lead Mordecai through the city, proclaiming, "This is what is done for the man the king delights to honor." At a banquet, I revealed my heritage and exposed Haman's plot to destroy my people. The king, furious and drunk, stormed out. When he returned, he found Haman pleading with me for his life. In his anger, the king ordered Haman to be executed on the very stake he had prepared for Mordecai. But the king's decree couldn't be reversed. Instead, he issued a counter-decree, allowing the Jews to defend themselves on the appointed day. When the day came, the Jews triumphed. Their enemies were defeated, and they celebrated their deliverance with joy.